Hey guys, this is Mr. Grice for Algebra Unit 2.2 Notes, Day 2. Today we're talking about function notation. Our learning target today is to be able to evaluate functions for a specified value, to solve for x when given a value of f of x, to add, subtract, and multiply functions by a coefficient. So, we got a pretty busy day today. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at our little review. Zooming in, So find g of negative 2. So when we're doing this, just remember that this is our x, okay? So if that's my x, I am going to go to negative 2. Sorry, there's negative 1. There's negative 2. I'm just going to follow it up. And boom. There it is. It's 3. Now, our algebraic proof for that, we're going to take g of x, sorry. So we're going to take that equation at the very top, okay, because they're saying that this is a function, x squared plus 4x plus 7, and we're going to plug in everywhere that we see an x, sorry, we're going to plug in negative 2. Okay, so going through g of negative 2, the first thing we would do would be order of operations would be squared. Negative 2 squared is 4. So 4 plus 4, negative 2 plus 7. And after we do that, order of operations would be 4 times negative 2, which is negative 8. And then from left to right, 4 minus 2, we get negative 4. And then negative 4 plus 7, we get g of 2 equals 3. Woo! Okay, well, hey, there's my algebraic proof. All right, so there you go. So remember, when they give you the x, you just have to go through and find it on the vertical line, okay? If you've got the graph, otherwise you have to plug it in. Now, when they say find the value of x, remember, here's our x, there's our y. We want to find x. We find out when y is 1, okay? So I'm going to go on the y-axis, draw my vertical line, and boom, that's where we find out that x equals 2. So if they're asking for the algebraic proof, it's going to look a little different because f of x equals, this is our equation, the negative 3 over 2x plus 4. They told us this part, so I'm going to set that equal. So 1 equals negative 3 over 2x plus 4. And then what we do is solve, okay? So solving, I draw the line down the middle to see both sides. I start by subtracting 4, and I get negative 3 equals negative 3 over 2x. To get the x by itself, I multiply by the good reciprocal, and those cancel. Negative 2/3 times negative 3 gives us 2. So we get 2 equals x. And boom, there's our algebraic proof. Okay? So what we have to do now, what we're going to be learning about on the first page is finding missing values of functions. So it says to pay attention to which value you have been given. Okay? If they give us the x value, we have to substitute into the function and simplify. Okay? If they give us the y value, we have to substitute into the function and solve. Okay? So one time we are solving and the other time, whoops, one time we're going to solve, and the other, sorry guys, I'm just fixing something so we know what they're giving us. Okay, so one time we have to solve, and the other time we need to simplify. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look. Find the value of h of negative 16. So what we have to do, did they tell us the x or did they tell us the y? Yeah, here they told us the x, okay? So I'm going to go and find the h of x, which is right here, okay? And that's the equation that we use. So we would do h of negative 16 equals 3 over 14 x minus 9. And we are plugging in negative 16, okay? And now we're just going to solve. Okay, so 3/4 times negative 16. Well, 3 times 16 is, oh, it's a lot. No, it's 48. And then 48 divided by 4 is going to be 12, and it's going to be a negative 12. So negative 12 minus 9, we get negative 21. So h of negative 16 equals negative 21. Okay, so they told us the x, we had to simplify. Number 2, find the value of f of negative 3. So I'm going to find my f of x, which is the second one, okay? And so f of negative 3 equals 6 minus 11x. And I'm just going to plug in negative 3. Okay, so I need to simplify. Negative 11 times negative 3 is positive 33. And then that equals 6 plus 33 equals 39. So f of negative 3 equals 39. So when I plug in negative 3, I get 39. All right, number 3. Why don't you guys pause the video and see if you can do this one all on your own. They're giving you the x, so all you have to do is substitute and simplify. Pause the video and good luck. Okay, so your final answer should have been 10. Okay, now let's go and look at the next set. Now they're telling us to find the value of x, so we have to find x so that f of x equals negative 16. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take that negative 16 and I'm going to set it equal to the 6 minus 11x, okay? So let me just show you. We know that f of x equals 6 minus 11x. So I'm going to take that negative 16 and now we're going to solve, okay? So when I'm solving, I'm going to subtract 6 to both sides because I want the x by itself. And I get negative 22 equals negative 11x. Okay, I'm going to divide both sides by negative 11. And negative 22 divided by negative 11 equals 2. So I know that 2 equals x. Okay, if you wanted to check, okay, you would plug it in. 6 minus 11 times 2, because we're doing f of 2. Okay, f of 2, we're just doing this really fast, is negative 22. So f of 2 equals negative 16, which is what we wanted, okay? So there's a way you can do the check, okay? All right, 5. Find the value of x so that k of x equals 9, okay? So now we're using k of x, so if you want to write down that equation, k of x equals negative 1/2 x plus 7. So 9 equals negative 1/2 x plus 7. Okay, so we have to solve. Okay, solving, we're going to subtract 7 to both sides. 9 minus 7 is 2. And then how do we get the x by itself? Well, I have to multiply by the reciprocal. And then negative 2 over 1 times 2 is negative 4. All right, number 6. Once again, for number 6, you are all on your own, okay? Remember that you're using the function h of x, which is 3/4 x minus 9, okay? Remember, you're finding x. So pause the video and good luck. Okay, so we had to add 9, multiply the reciprocal, so 9 times 4 over 3, and you should have gotten 12. All right, let's go ahead and flip it over. So now, operations with functions. So just remember to always put parentheses on each function before performing any operation, and then use the functions below to answer the questions 7 through 12. Okay, so first thing I want you to notice is we have 4 different functions, okay? We have f of x, we have g of x, we have h of x, and then we have k of x. So the first one is saying to find f of x plus k of x. So what that means is I'm going to take f of x, which is 8x squared minus 7x plus 5, and I'm going to add it to k of x, which is negative 2x plus 7. Okay, so, and if you look, there's my f of x function, and there is my k of x function. So now that I have that, well, how do I get out of parentheses? Well, I would distribute whatever's in front. Both of these are positive, so I would just bring it down. 8x squared minus 7x plus 5 plus negative 2x plus 7. So I need to combine like terms. Do I have any other x squareds? Nope. So the 8x squared comes first. Now my x is negative 7x minus 2. Negative 7 minus 2 is negative 9x. And then I have 5 plus 7, which gives me an answer of 12. So when I combine those together, I get 8x squared minus 9x plus 12. Okay. 8. F of x minus g of x. Sorry, I'm just getting my colors down. Okay, so for f of x, we had 8x squared minus 7x plus 5. Okay, we need to pay attention to what operation we have. And then g of x is 6x squared plus 4x minus 1. Okay, so there's f of x, there's g of x. Okay, so we talked about distributing. Now, I'm not really distributing anything in the front because it's a positive 1. But in the back, it's a negative 1. So you need to make sure that you distribute that negative sign to everything. Okay, if you look at the only thing that's really changing are my signs. Okay, now that I've done that, I can go through and combine my like terms. 8x squared minus 6x squared is 2x squared. Okay, I have negative 7x minus 14, which gives us negative 11x. And then I have positive 5 plus 1, so 5 plus 1 we get 6. So we got 2x squared minus 11x plus 6. Okay. So for the next one, now I have g of x minus f of x. So it's pretty much the complete opposite of what we just did. So I'm going to take g of x, put it in parentheses, 6x squared plus 4x minus 1. We're subtracting. You need to pay attention to what sign we have. 8x squared minus 7x plus 5. Okay? So double check that you copied your functions down correctly. And let's pause the video and see if you guys can do this on your own. Okay? Good luck. Okay, you should have got negative 2x squared plus 11x minus 6. Alrighty. Now, on the right side, we are doing, we're doing multiplication here. Okay, so this is a little bit different. It says find 2f of x. Okay, so pay attention to the front right here because it's saying, hey, I have 2 f of x's. So I'm going to make sure that 2 is there, and then I'm going to write down f of x, which is 8x squared minus 7x plus 5, which means, means 2 times. So 2 times 8x squared, which is 16x squared. 2 times 7, which is 14x. 2 times 5, which is 10. And that's all we have to do. Okay? So we have to pay attention to what we have. All right? Once again, they're asking us to do the function f of x, and there's a negative 8 in front of it. So I have negative 8 times f of x, which is 8x squared minus 7x plus 5. So we're going to distribute that negative 8 to everything. Negative 8 times 8 is negative 64x squared. Negative 8 times negative 7 is a positive 56x. And then negative 8 times 5 is negative 40. And the last one, number 12. Okay? We're going to have you do number 12 all on your own. Just please pay attention to what function it is asking you to use. Go ahead and pause the video, and good luck. Okay, just remember to watch your signs. It's a negative, so negative times a positive is a negative times a positive is a negative, and a negative times a negative is a positive. Woo! Say that 5 times fast. So, your final answer, negative 18x squared minus 12x plus 3. So, your homework is 2.2, practice B, which is right here. Okay, you're doing the same type of things that we did. Okay? If you have any questions, please come find Ms. Carranza or myself. We would love to help you out. Otherwise, this is Mr. Grice signing off for Algebra Unit 2.2 Notes, Day 2. Thanks for watching.